y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me. This 97, niggas and my Midwest. Let's do it like this. I'ma rub your ass in the moonshine. Let's take it back to 79. I'm born atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define it while we dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. Battle scar shogun. Explosive with my pen. It's tremendous. Ultraviolet shine blind forensics. I inspect you through the future. See millennium. Killer bees sold 50 gold, 60 platinum. Shackling the matches with drastic rap tactics. Graphic displays melt the steel like blacksmiths. Black boot jackets, queen bees, ease the gunson. Bumping with patrolmen, tear gas, lace the function. Heads by the score, take flight inside a war. Ticks hit the floor, die hard fans demand more. Behold the bold soldier, control the glow slowly. Proceeds to blow, swinging swords like Shinobi. Stomp rounds and found footprints, a solid rock. Who got it like performing live on your hottest fly? As the world turns, I spread like germ. Bless the floor with the pestilence. The hard-headed never learn. This my testament to those burn. Play my position in the game of life, standing firm. On foreign land, jump the gun out the frying pan. Into the fire, transform into the ghost rider. A six-pack and the street car, deep desire. Who got my back in the line of fire, holding back? What? My peoples, if you with me, where the fuck you at? Niggas is strapped and they trying to twist my fear cap. It's gonna turn for the bad seed from bad sperm. Herb got my weed fried like a bad perm. What the blood clot? We smoke pot and blow spots. You wanna think twice? I think not. The iron lung ain't got to tell you where it's coming from. Guns and Navarone, tearing up your battle zone. Rip through your slums. I twist darts from the heart. Try to intrude, loop my voice on the LP. Martini on the slang rock, certified chatterbox. Vocabulary gone and talking. Tell your story walking. Take cover, kid. What? Run for your brother, kid. Run for your team. In your 6 can bomb groupies. So I can squeeze with the advantage and get wasted. My deadly nose reigns supreme. Your fort is basic compared to mine. Domino effect, arts and crafts. Paragraphs contain cyanide. Take a free ride on my thought. I got the fashion. Catalog for all y'all that all praise through the God. The saga continues. Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Olympic torch flaming. It burns so sweet. The thrill of victory. The agony defeated. They crush slow. Flaming deluxe slow. War. Judgment day coming. Conquer. It's war. Allow us to escape hell. Globe spinning bomb. Pocket full of sounds out the sky. Golden arms. Tomb spit this shitty Mortal Kombat sound. The fake ball step make the blood stain the ground. A jungle junkie. Vigilante tantrum. A death kiss. Catwalk squeeze another anthem. Hold it for ransom. Tranquilize with anesthesias. My orchestra. Graceful. Music ballerinas. My music Sicily. Rich California smell. An axe kill adventure. Paint a picture well. I sing a song from Sing Sing. Sipping on ginseng. Righteous wax. Chaperone. Rotating. Walking the wooden soldiers. These hyper punks couldn't hold us. 1,000 men rushing in. Not one nigga was sober. Perpendicular to the square. We stand go like flare. Escape from your dragon's lair. In particular, my beats travel like a vortex. Through your spine to the top of the cerebral cortex. Make you feel like you busting up for raw sex. Enter through your right ventricle, clog up your bloodstream. Our terminal like Grand Central Station. Program fat baselines on ovation. Getting drunk like a fuck, I'm ducking 5-year probation. War of the masses, the outcome disastrous. Many of the victim families saved their ashes. A million names on walls engraved with plaques. Those who went back received penalties for their acts. Another heart is torn, as close one's born. Those strayed niggas get slayed on the song. The track renders helpless and suffers from multiple stab wounds and leaked sounds. That's heard 93 million miles away from K1 to represent the nation. This is a gathering of the masses that come to pay respects to the Wu-Tang Clan. As we engage in battle, the crowd now screams in rage. The hot chief Jamel Ari takes the stage. Light is provided through sparks of energy from the mind that travels in mind form, giving sight to the blind. The dumb are mostly intrigued by the drum. Death only one can save self from. This relentless attack of the tracks fierce enough. Yo, fuck that. Look at all these crab niggas laid back. Living life in gray and black. This on my man's rack. Whole day was forcing your drink. You had a Navy green, solid than the fiend. Bitches never heard you scream. You two faces, come of the slump. I got your whole body numb. Blowing like Salamore and 81 sound convincing. 1,000 Now the court pop convention hands like Sonny Liston. Give my permission, hold the fuck up. I'll fasten your wig band up. I humiliate, separate the English from the Dutch. It's me, Black Noble Jewelry. Came and treat me like the Genovese. That some season these degrees is Earth. 93 million miles from the first rough turbulence. The wave break, split the megahertz. Hey yo, that's amazing. Gun in your mouth, so verbal foul on connect. Thoughts to make my man chow on. Swift notarizer, blue tank, all up in the high riser. New York gang visor, work, tranquilizer, just a dosage. Delegate my plan with explosives. While my pen blow lines ferocious. Mediterranean, see y'all, the number one trap takes it out of beat off. The delegate regard the seagull, the swift chancellor. Flex the white goat, tarantula. Track truck, piece, play the weak off. Substantial, max mostly undivided, then sliding. Sickening, guaranteed, make them jump like raw Strickland.
Yo, what's up, man?
Coolin', man.
Yo, you know I had to call. You know why, right?
Why?
Because, yo, I never ever call and ask you to play something, right?
Yeah.
You know what I want to hear, right?
What you want to hear?
I want to hear that Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang again?
Yeah, again and again.
Peace, peace. What's going on in the chat room, man? Shout out to Gav Talk Media, man. Tony Smith, Malcolm Garvey. What's going on, bruh? What's going on, Mike? Gourmet. You know, we got Kobe in the joint. You know, John Smith, salute. King in the East, salute. Naima Buckner, what's going on? Black Onyx. We got a lot of people on the spot, man. Y'all pardon me one second. Phone call coming in. But yeah, what's going on in the chat right now, man? Appreciate y'all joining C Boogie. What's going on, Hood T'Challa? But yeah, right now, man, we're gonna talk about dominance, man. You know, it's a subject I like to talk about. Dominance, intensity, and aggression. That's what I want to talk about. You know, lately, man, you know what I mean? You know, my vibe just been somewhere else, man, to be honest, man. You know, I just been feeling a brand new energy, man. It's like a breath of fresh air just went through my body, man, the last couple months, man. So like a lot of petty shit, you know, I just haven't really been worried about, man. Every now and then, you know, I gotta come down from Mount Olympus and you know, check a couple niggas, man. But other than that, man, you know, I just been focusing on other shit, bro. Really trying to get this dime game mindset really through the niggas, man. So, you know, if you sign to my Patreon, then you know, man, the name is Dime Game Division. That's what we're running, Dime Game Division. You know what I mean? Everything is dominance. Everything you touch is dominance. You know, I don't give a fuck if you work at McDonald's and you sweeping the floor, man, or you buffing or mopping that fucking floor. Dominate that motherfucker. What's going on, Little Rock? You know, dominate that motherfucker, man. You know, that's my mentality, bro. You know what I mean? So we gonna get into that for real, for real. You know, I got some guests that's supposed to be joining me, but in the meantime, we just gonna chop it up. Yo, shout out to everybody that subscribed to my Patreon channel as well, man. Want to salute you guys for really doing that, man. Showing me love. You know, y'all guys always keep me humble, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. Black men keep me humble, man. And that is the honest to God truth. Keep a nigga humble, man. Even on my worst days, man, you know, it's black men that lift me up, man. So, you know, I just really want to say that, man. But yeah, yo, but let's go ahead and start the show, man, because you know, like like ever since I was a little kid, man, I always had a fire burning inside of me, man. Growing up in the inner city. Appreciate the $2 super chat, man. But growing up in the inner city, man, in Baltimore, man, I just always had a fire burning inside of me, man. I always had a dominant mindset, that aggression, like I needed it. It was a survival tactic back then, man. And it's kind of like this, man. I don't really talk about the a lot of the Pookie and Ray Ray conversations, man, because I know when I was growing up, man, I went to war with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Not a literal war, but I was out there banging out with these niggas, man. Because I was the nigga coming through the hood, skateboarding, rollerblading, and all that other kind of shit that they didn't think was masculine. You know what I mean? So, it's only one way to handle them niggas, man, when you're young. You got to scrap, you know. And that's why to this day, I don't like bullies, man. I don't like bullies and I don't like cowards, man. Bottom line, I had to scrap with these niggas. You know, when niggas was coming around the corner with bike chains and aluminum bats and shit, red pill chauvinist, man. Thanks for the $6 super chat. But yeah, man, niggas was coming around the corner with bike chains and aluminum bats and shit. Yo, man, you had to get it in. I tried to run one time. Let me tell y'all something, man. What's going on, K? I tried to run one time and I got chased home. After that, I always knew, man, like it ain't no running. You got to fight that battle, man. Make sure y'all hydrated too, niggas. I got Gatorade today, man. I ain't got no water, but still gonna hydrate, niggas. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a mindset that I have, bro. Bottom line. And I think that mindset can be adopted, man, but it takes discipline. It really, really takes a level of discipline to have that mindset. Thanks for the $2 super chat, Marcus. I'm gonna have to catch the replay, bro. Keep spinning fire. Yeah, once I'm done with this, man, I'm gonna take it down. This going on Patreon. John Smith, thanks for the super chat. But yeah, once I'm done with this one, I might keep this up. It all depends on how heavy the topic gets. But dominance, man, and aggression. You know, do I think the military really helped me out with that? Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, man. Being aggressive, hitting my target. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about, bro. Being aggressive, man. You know what I mean? Intensity. Everything I do, I'm intense with it, man. I don't give a fuck if I'm washing dishes, if I'm washing my car. It don't matter, man. I'm aggressive. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. I don't care if you work in a corporate office, or I don't care if you work in a mechanic shop. Be aggressive, man. There's certain ways that you're going to have to conduct yourself. But look, man, in life, people take advantage of the weak. I hate to say it, but that's the reality, man. People take advantage of the weak. So you got to figure out which one you're going to be, man. Real talk. You got to figure out which one you want to be. And I'm not out here saying go throw hands with every nigga that you come across, or what's going on, Dion, or act in a violent manner. But you got to be prepared for anything, man. Real talk. Got to be prepared for anything. That's why I always say the nerve of these niggas, man. You know, the nerve of these niggas. A lot of niggas want to come through with all this empirical data and all of this shit. Yo, man. A lot of that shit don't even translate to your real life, man. You know, to be honest, a lot of it don't. A lot of it don't. You know, in real life, the dominant man gets what he wants. In real life, the dominant man wins. The aggressive man wins. That's just the reality of the situation. I remember, man, this shit is funny. I was doing an interview for the sheriff's department, right? Um, it was like a shotgun interview. It was like maybe 6 or 7 people all at the table, all of them throwing me questions at one time. But I was already focused, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my last question at the interview was a female. I believe she was like Puerto Rican or something, man. And so she was like, "What is my ultimate plans? Like, what is my goal when I get this job?" Then I told her, I said, "Hopefully in 10 years I'll be sitting in your spot." And everybody started laughing and shit like that. And she wrote down her little bit of notes or whatever. But that's the kind of aggression, that's the kind of dominance I'm coming with, man. Like on my channel a lot, I talk about energy, man. Having the right energy that attracts people, man. We gonna get to the women in a minute because we definitely gonna talk about the women. But right now, man, we just talking about life in general. Yo, man, just off my energy alone, just off my vibe alone, man, I had 3 occasions where people didn't know me from Adam and Eve, man. They came up to me and gave me excuse me, man. Do you have a job right now? Are you working, man? I would love for you to work for my company. You know what I'm saying? Because of my energy, man. Because of my vibe. You know, because of my vibe. You know, I try to give off good vibes. You know what I mean? Every time y'all see me, I'm smiling, man. I love life. You know, my bad days, man. I just love life. But I tell people, as quick as y'all see this smile, as quick as I be on a nigga ass, man. I hate to say it like that, but that's just the reality of that shit too, man. As quick as y'all see me smile, as quick as I be on a nigga ass, man. Because I just believe in you should always protect yourself at all times, man. If somebody puts you in the middle of a war zone at 18 years old with a rifle, you're gonna have to make some decisions, man. You don't know shit about life. You still getting to know yourself. But one thing you got to be intense. You got to be intense. You know what I'm saying? You got to be motivated. You got to be dominant, man. Real talk. You have to be. That's why I always say in my videos, man, if y'all pay attention, I always say, man, I don't like cowards, man. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't like cowards. I'm gonna tell you right now. Cause on the battlefield, bro. I'm sorry, I was reading these messages. On the battlefield, when you're dealing with a coward, man, it's not only his life that he puts in danger, it's also your life. You know what I'm saying? Fuck his life. You know what? Hold on. Let me get my lighting correct. You know what I'm saying? If you on the battlefield and another motherfucker want to put his life in danger, that's up to him. If he got some kind of death wish. But for me, I always brought my soldiers home because I led from the front. I led from the front. Like when I was overseas, man, when we used to go out on missions, I was always the scout truck. I was always out front, man. The scout truck, we'd be like a mile ahead of everybody else, man. So when the bullets started flying, when the bombs started going off, it hit us first. But we knew how to react. We was trained for that, you know, had that dominant mindset, very intense, you know. And that's what I want to tell my subscribers, man. You got to attack life, man. You got to attack life. Don't let life attack you, man. And a lot of times that's what you hear with a lot of these YouTube content creators, man. I hate to say it, you know. A lot of them don't have enough life experience to even be out here talking. I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of them haven't been nowhere. A lot of them never been married before. A lot of them never traveled. A lot of them just live mediocre lives, man. Then they out here trying to give people advice and shit. It ain't too much I haven't done in my life, famo. I'm gonna be honest, man. And I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way. Um, truth as I know it, shit in a braggadocious way, but I'm stating facts. I'm stating facts. I'm stating facts. At 31 years old, man. Too much I have not seen out here, bro. And that's one of, you know, and it's funny because about the inner city, but one of the things that growing up in the inner city taught me is I can scope bullshit from a mile away. Real talk. I know when the motherfucker is for real and when the motherfucker is fugazi. I can spot it, man. Because growing up in the inner city, everybody's trying to manipulate each other. Everybody's trying to get over. Everybody want to one up on each other. So that's one thing that did teach me at a very early age. I can spot out bullshit. I can spot a bullshit bitch. Real talk. Because you're dealing with those kind of people, man. I've worked in prisons, man. I know all about manipulation, man. You know, I actually picked up a lot of game from that shit. Being around inmates all day. They don't have nothing. All they got is a mouthpiece. And boy, can they talk, you know. And then guys be wondering why these female officers be fucking these inmates, you know. Wanna know why? Because they dominant, they aggressive, and they intense. And that gets a bitch pussy wet. Don't let nobody, I'm be honest. Another thing I want to say. Um, Another thing I want to say, man. Anybody that you have to lie to a bitch to get pussy, I stopped following them niggas, man.
Facts.
You know, hold on, Clinks. I'm gonna get you on. I'm just talking my shit. Hydrate, nigga. I'm just talking my shit right now. Any nigga that say now to get some pussy, just to get some ass, I stopped following them niggas instantly, man. I know that's bullshit. That's Momo shit, man. That's corny. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go through the side door. I don't want to go through the back door. I want to go through the front door. When I can look a female in her eyes, man, and really tell her my intentions. I've did it plenty of times, man. Now I might not be ARC where I'm just saying, you know, I want my dick in your mouth. You know, but I got my way of being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I got my way of being aggressive, bro. And I love it. You know, I'm not overly aggressive. I'm not, you know, but still, I'm a dominant man. I'm a dom. You know what I'm saying? I'm a dom. Call it what you want. I'm a dom. That's what I am. You know, I'm very in touch with my primal instincts, man. Like when I say things like I walk into the gym and I can smell when a female pussy get wet, that's how much I'm in touch with my dominant side, with my primal instincts, man. You know, real talk. I am a dom. And that's why my Patreon page is going to be dedicated to the Dom game division. You know, we about to get the t-shirts printed up and everything, but you know, all of that's secondary to what I'm talking about right now, man. You know, real talk, you know, because I know what a lot of guys want to hear, man. You know, a lot of cats want to hear, you know, what I was talking about in 2018. 2018, I put the mirror in front of these bitches. You know, 2018, I put these bitches on blast. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. But in 2019, I made my proclamation. I said it's about gains. So I had to turn around and put that mirror in front of some niggas. And they don't like it. They don't like it at all because now I'm pointing out their flaws. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only way we get better. So let me tell you something about me personally. A few years ago, man, I did a little personal training and shit like that. I'm in love with the human body, right? Men and women, like no homo. I love the human body, right? So when I'm looking at people, I'm looking at people aesthetically, men and women. And I know how much that shit matters to people because I used to train people. Just like my man Clinks, he trains people. You know what I'm saying? And so when I'm sizing people up, I'm really looking at them aesthetically, and I know a weak motherfucker when I see one, man. You know, I know a weak motherfucker when I see one. I know a man that's not dominant. I can give somebody a proper appraisal. Because I used to train people. Real talk. I used to train people. You know, I don't know why it's this message out here that guys that like to work out and hit the gym that we don't put time into our mentals, that we don't put time into our academics. That is the most dumbest shit I ever heard. When I left the military, I had an associate's degree. When I got out the military, I got my bachelor's degree. I'm halfway through my master's degree. You know what I'm saying? You can do both. Don't let these niggas fool you, man. But a lot of people was trying to paint a narrative, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't hang physically. They can't hang with the apes. They can't hang with the apes. And I'm talking about taking your wins and your losses. Hey, Mag Swole, let me know if you want a link, bro. I seen you a link. They can't take the wins and the losses, man. You know. So a lot of times this is what people do. When they can't get you on anything physically, I always say this: they weaponize their intellect, man. They weaponize their intellect, bro, and that's corny shit. That's corny shit. You know, I know a lot of brilliant people, but they don't walk around with their nose up, man. You know, they aggressive in their own way. If you talking to somebody that's lesser than you, that don't know as much as you don't weaponize your intellect. You don't use $50 words to turn around and say, look it up. Who does that? Who does that? That's somebody that's overcompensating, you know. That's somebody that's overcompensating, you know. And when you in a dominant mindset, you don't have to do that, man. You know, you really don't. My first job, well, not my first job, but when I was in high school, my main job was working at Burger King, right? Every day after school, I would get my ass on the bus and I would go to Burger King. And I was only there for like 2 or 3 months before they made me a team leader because I was so fucking dominant, man. Everything I do, down to scrubbing the floors, washing the dishes, every sandwich I made was perfection. You know what I'm saying? Even the days that I was off, I would just call into the job. I would call in and ask, hey, do y'all need anybody? Do y'all need me to come in? That's the kind of mentality that I had, man. You know, and that's what I'm trying to spread to the young cats. You know, a large segment of my audience is young dudes, man. And I'm trying to get these guys into a proper mindset, discipline every day. Do y'all motherfuckers think I felt like going to the gym this morning and banging out an arm workout? Do y'all really think I felt like hitting the gym at 8 o'clock this morning? No, I did not. But I trained my mind on doing the things that I don't feel like doing. and I dragged my ass up in that gym. Cannon Boom, thanks for the $2 super chat. You know what I'm saying? I dragged my ass up in that gym, man. That takes discipline every day. Rain, sleet, hail, snow. I'm in that gym, because that's what I love to do. It's a good stress reliever, man. But it keeps me in a dominant mindset. It keeps me intense. The intensity, man. That's why I love for men and women. We're gonna talk about the women, but just y'all give me a second. But that's why I love for people to look into my eyes, man. I love it. You don't see Boogie hiding behind no avatars or none of that kind of shit. I want people to look into my eyes, man. Real talk. Like I know this might sound extreme, but I want people to see my soul and see what I'm built like, man. Real talk, man. I want people to judge the man, not what I say and what I talk and all the shit that I got and I accomplish. Yo, man, I got what I call a I love you book, right? Like a lot of people in the military know what I'm talking about when they say I love you book, and you put all your certificates and all your accomplishments, all your awards and everything in your book. I got a book this thick, man. My I love you book. All the things that I accomplished, man. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhere in one of these boxes or whatever. I haven't updated and shit. But everything I do, man, is from a disciplined mindset. Very organized. I want to be excellent. You know, Somebody just said it inside the chat room. Yes, appreciate that about a super chat. It says you have to do it until it becomes your identity. Facts. You have to, man. When you learn, um, thanks for the $10 super chat, Tony. You know what I'm saying? She said, "Hey, can we clone you?" Um, Everything that I have learned to do as a man, because I didn't grow up with my father. I didn't grow up with my mother. I taught myself to get into this mindset of learning to do what I don't feel like doing. You know what I mean? That takes time every day. That takes time. That takes discipline. That takes being on a regiment, man. That's like right here inside my room, man. I got my carpet over there, right? You know what I'm saying? I got my carpet over there. When I wake up in the morning, I get up. First thing I do is bang out my push-ups. I start my day. That gets my mind flowing, man. It gets my body moving. Now I'm motivated. I'm like, okay, I'm going to attack this day. I'm going to attack it. A lot of times that's what we're missing in Black America without men, and this fucked up ass matriarchy that I talk about. You know what I'm saying? That is what we missing. Attacking life, man. But we'll get to the rest of that, man. Hey, man, I got a fire panel. I got Gab Talk Media. Subscribe to his channel. I got my man Clink Scales. He's a part of the Dom Gang division. You know what I'm saying? He already know the plans we got. And I also have the Urban Aboriginal. That's my guy. He been supporting me from day one when I had 2 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? The Urban Aboriginal always had my back. So I'm gonna start off with the Urban Aboriginal, man, and kind of so he can kind of piggyback off some things that I was talking about. Salute to y'all, man.
Hey, salute. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just, technology. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. That's why, that's why I go primitive with it for the most part. So, but yeah, man, absolutely. No, what you carpe diem, seize the day. Apparently that's the Latin term. But yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. There's a certain amount of, society is going to look at men. They're always going to look at men in a particular light, and what's going to happen is what I believe is that people are going to men and women are going to assess you as either weak or they're going to assess you as strong. And there's going to be pros and cons to that. Either way. I don't want to confuse the issue, but the thing is that the people that men that walk with their head up and their spine erect, all right, are the ones that command the most respect. And the thing is that I see far too many black men walking around with this posture like this, and to be honest with you, that's a predatory posture. Just so you know, just before you're about to spring for an attack, this is you kind of slump down and you're ready to jump. But just walking around in regular society, it's important for black men to walk with their head erect, look people in their eye, their back straight, and you'll notice how people respond to you. They'll respond to you much different. They will respond to you in a positive way, and thusly, your mind is what's going to happen is your mind is going to get in sync with that, and you will be able to address situations in a more assertive way. I'm a long time martial artist, since I was 8. I'm almost pushing 50 now. Um, and one of the martial arts that I've studied is Filipino martial arts, and rather I've studied that for about 20 some odd years. And there's many systems, and one system is the SIAC Kali group. There actually is a family name, and they have a concept called the behind being the feeder and the receiver. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do it justice in trying to paraphrase. I'm going to just go ahead and I'm just going to read quickly what they mean by that, and it ties right in with what you're talking about, C Boogie. Uh, and in on their website, on the mindset definitions, the feeder, the person initiating action and controlling the course of events; the receiver, the person reacting to what is happening. Now, uh, using those two standpoints, those two definitions, one has to. I would suggest people, men, black men, reflect on. Are you going to be a feeder in life, or are you going to be a receiver in life? And they do talk about that within their system, not only just within the martial arts, because it goes into this whole thing about, their mantras all blade all the time. So it's about whether you're going to be receiving or feeding the blade technique or whatever. But it goes higher than that into your life, and a lot of that really is carpe diem, or seizing the day, attacking the day, and walking with your head up, being proud, being confident, not arrogant, but confident. And here's the thing: if you don't know something, if you as a man doesn't know something, know that you can find it out, and don't feel inferior because you don't know something, So, and I think a lot of us deal with that.
Yeah, really quick, man. Because I'm glad you said that. Um, I remember I was competing, like when I was still doing my military thing. Rudy, I was competing for Soldier of the Year, right? And you know, you got all the sergeant majors, all of them lined up, and you know how it go. You show up in your uniform, and you got to be tight, inspection ready. But anyway, long story short, so they get to asking you all these questions or whatever. But the thing about it is, when you don't know the answer to a question that they ask you, that is the answer that you give them. Like, hey, Sergeant Major, I don't know the answer to the question right now, but as soon as I'm finished with the board, I will go look it up and I will get back to you ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Because in life, you don't know what you don't know. But see, here's what a lot of people do. They try to get out here and talk about a lot of shit that they're not well versed in. And then they ended up, giving out bad information or information that they don't really know about, shit like that. Look, man, there's nothing wrong with not knowing. I mean, you just don't know. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really understand that. You don't have to be a know-it-all. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? You don't have to be. Life doesn't require you to be a know-it-all. Life requires you to have the intelligence to find the person that does know it. And that's what a lot of people have issue with.
Hmm.
A lot of people have huge egos, man. And that has to be checked. But the one thing I love about life has a great way of humbling everybody. Because you know what? If you're not strong enough in life will put you in situations where it's going to force you to bring out that courage, that strength, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And if you're too arrogant, if you're too cocky, life will put you in a situation where it will humble you. And that's what I love about life. If you give it some time, boy, life will teach you some lessons. Hey, what's going on, Clinks? Talk to me, baby. Dom Game Division.
Man, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going
What's
on,
going
fam?
on, y'all? I'm just over here hydrating, listening to y'all, man. Um, yeah, man. I'm just tuning in, listening to y'all, man. Everybody that's on the panel, what's up, everybody? Um, yeah, man. I'm just listening, just tuning in, and like C Boogie was saying, every man should always wake up, having his mission. You know what I'm saying? Every morning, my mentor used to get on me because I we do business together, and he was like, "You need to worry about your business first before you start working out." And I just kept it a buck with him. I said, "Man, I gotta work out before I do anything." You know what I'm saying? Like working out is my coffee. You know what I'm saying? Before I even check my emails, I gotta hit the gym, man. So if I'm up at 4, 5, 6, or 7 or 8 or whatever time I'm up, I gotta get my workout in first. That's how I get my day started. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get moving. So once my workout is in, okay, now I'm ready to start my business. Now I'm ready to work on my business because if I don't work out, my business doesn't work out. I can't inspire other people. Other people won't listen to me because I'm talking, but I ain't walking. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all about having that mission, man. That go getter mindset. That mindset of fuck what the world think. Fuck what my mom think. If fuck what my dad think. Because my mom wanted me to go to college. Disrespect to the people that went to college, but I ain't want to go to college. Went to trade school, got my fork license certification, and that was that. That's what I wanted to do. I did what I wanted to do because at 17, I knew what I wanted to do with my life. My uncle, everybody shamed me because I didn't go to college. 3 years later, 21, business owner. So, you have a decision to map out your life how you wanted to map it out, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all on you. You have a decision to be fat and lazy. You got a decision to be ripped and in shape. You have a decision to have your I call it the dime body. I put a video up today. How you want a dime chest? You got to do dime workouts. You got the decision to do it. Nobody else. You know what I'm saying? When that alarm go off, you can either look at it or you can get up or you can look at it and go to sleep. That's on you, G. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that mindset and want to go get that shit. So, that motivates me. That gets me up and getting going, results, man. Don't nobody care about shit else in life. Don't nobody care about shit else. It's but results. You know what I'm saying? So that's that, man. That's that, man. I just subscribed to your channel, Gabe Talk Media.
Hey, what's going on, Gad?
Hey, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you, bro, for that, man. AC Boogie, man, you got a nigga about to go sign up to the gym and everything over this motherfucker, man. You putting that energy back in the air, man. I hear the warrior call coming out, bro. Which is why I'm appreciating your channel, man. And what it is that you're doing. Because if you aspiring a old head like me, man, to get back up, to get back on my shit, man. I know what these young dudes you putting out there what the young boys need to hear, man. And a lot of us have gotten too relaxed. You know what I'm saying? So you being young and in age and mind, body, and soul, man, I think that's responsible for the growth of your channel, dude. Like, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Another thing that comes to mind when as y'all are talking is a person having knowledge of himself and being honest with himself, man. And you just named it where when you was in the military, being honest with your officer, with the official officer or the ranking officer. But at the end of the day, the answer that you give to the officer is the honest answer because you being honest with yourself and you're not bullshitting people, man. and you going out and getting the help that you need to strengthen you. And so, yeah, man, niggas need to stop playing, dude, and focus and aim. Wake up in the morning with that same sense of purpose that you're talking about, and aim at what they want and go get that shit, man. That's what it is to me. So, yeah, bro. You that spark of energy, dog. I'm feeling it. I'm appreciating it.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm all about, Gab. Like, me personally, man. Matter of fact, everybody on this panel, man, I've had conversations with offline. So, I think, kind of know y'all guys pretty well, man, from what uh, got a real good sense of y'all personalities, man.
Yes,
And
sir.
I like the way y'all look at life. We don't talk from a defeatist mentality. We talk from a position of strength in every situation in life, man. And that's what I'm about. I've seen some dark places. I've been there. And I always told myself, I say, nigga, I'm not going back to that dark place. The only time I'm going back to that place is if I'm reaching down and grabbing a young brother and pulling him back up with me. That is it. It's a lot of brothers that are defeated out here, man. I hear it in a voice. It's funny. My brother worked through the White House, right? Like, I'm not gonna put his business out there, but my brother, he's a career Air Force cat, and like he's into the cybersecurity, and that's what they do. But if I was to put some of these guys' voices through their little voice translated thing or whatever, however, and hear some of the lies that come out of these guys' mouths, man, that would be like just amazing because to me, um, you know, in order to really start your growth, man, you got to admit your flaws, for real. You got to put it all on the table. You got to put everything. I always give guys this analogy. Every man gonna have to stand in front of that mirror butt naked at some point in his life, bare ass. You know what I'm saying? And really take a look at yourself. Break yourself down, then build yourself up brick by brick. It's
Hell
not
yeah.
gonna be easy. It's not a magic pill. A lot of cats is online looking for a fucking magic pill that they can take and wake up and be the man that they want to be. And I tell guys, to be C Boogie now, you got to be C Boogie 15 years ago. To be urban aboriginal now, you got to be urban aboriginal 30 years ago. There was a process that we all went through to get a certain mindset. And a lot of guys are trying to bypass that process, man. And that really irks the shit out of me. Because you know what I'm thinking? I'm like, yo, are we running from life? Certain shit as right is a rites of passage in life. Okay, dealing with women, getting your heart broke, getting fucked over, getting manipulated, maybe getting some money took, whatever the case. That is a rites of passage, bro. Bottom line, a lot of guys think not participating in certain shit is going to make them whole. And I look at it like this: going through it is going to make you whole. That's what's going to validate you. I didn't always have this mindset. If I told y'all about the last 3 years of my life, which, and I'm not going to do it, but I had some rough times, bro. I had some rough times, man. Just in the last 3 years, I had 3 surgeries, man. And, you know, I mean, obviously, I got out the military on disability, man, but I started a career. I had to stop because now I got to wait 8 months to get over surgery and things like that. And it was times when my money was tight. It was times, whatever the case may be, man. But that adversity at this point, I love it. I love it because I know I always think to myself, man, if I make it through this, I'm gonna be unstoppable. Because one thing I know about life, man, nothing lasts forever, bro. Nothing. So even when I'm even when I was in Iraq the first time, we was over there for a year, and they had Bush. At the time, it was Bush, and he had extended our stay for 3 more months, man. We had everything packed up. We had our Connaxes, everything was packed up. We damn near had trucks on the trains chained down. We had our tanks. We was ready to bounce. And they called for 50,000 more troops, because Bad Dag was popping at the time. But not to get into all of that, but the point was, yo, man, it was guys planning vacations with their family. It was guys, they had their house, buying houses, everything ready to go. And then they had to tell us, nope, y'all got to stay over here for an extra 3 months. And those extra 3 months, guys lost their life over there, bro. Just think about it. It was time for them to go home. But now, you got to get into a mindset of, you know what? I can't be complacent no more. I got to get back into combat mode. But in that 15 months, the first time I was over there, man, and I was a young boy, it really taught me nothing lasts forever. You will get through this. You will. You will. And that's why I want to hear a lot of guys with this defeatist mentality. I gotta walk away from them, man. I told myself a long time ago, the only way I'm going back into that dark place is if I'm reaching down and grabbing a young brother up with me. That is it. I'm like, y'all niggas can live there alone. Y'all can live in these fucked up places, this virtual reality world that y'all created in y'all brains. Y'all can stay there. But you know what? Life don't stop for nobody. And see Boogie gonna enjoy his life. That's why every time y'all see me, I'm teethy. I just love it, man. I love being me. It's an experience, man. Because I put the work in. I put the work in. But you know what? The mentality of some guys, they like, I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do that, man. Like fuck a bitch or whatever the case may be. But then they start complaining about the kind of women that they want. I mean, excuse me, the kind of women that they attract. It's like, yo, damn if you do, damn if you don't with some of these niggas, man. That's why I'm fucking with warriors, man. I'm fucking with warriors. That's the only kind of guys I want to be around at this point. AM1, what's up, baby? Talk to me.
Man, shout out my dude. Just got off the gym, my damn self, leveling up. Just got your hangout invite link. Came through, heard you preaching, dropping a whole lot of gems relevant to my life. Did a lot of things in the past 4 or 5 years of my life, changed the game, my whole understanding moving forward. Just turned 40, 40 and a half about. Just really making moves, man. Exactly what you're saying. Like staying focused, enjoying life, living your experience. The whole complaining shit a lot of cats is doing, defeatist mentality. I'm like, man, you better soldier up. You got to man up. This world is out to get you. It's predatory, but it's a beautiful thing too, as well. So it's like you got to find that balance. But all this complaining about women, all that bullshit, I'm like, man, take that fuel and use that to fuel the fire for you to be into your own shit and about some shit and being your own man. Women is always gonna come and go. Bullshit is always gonna come and go, but you need to be focused on insulating yourself from the bad times because they're gonna come. So it's a matter of how well you can handle that shit. So you need to be leveling up on some kind of career sustainability moves to really be digging in and truly be a man. You know what I mean? In and out, outside of any kind of external shit or what somebody's trying to tell you, be about your own shit. I be trying to tell men my age this, men younger, trying to tap in with the younger folks, letting them know slippery slope, you on thin ice. You better get in the game and get correct with the shit. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, I got a question to everybody on the panel, and I'm gonna start off with the truth as I know it. That's my guy. The truth as I know it been supporting me from day one. I've been supporting him.
Shout out the
Um,
truth.
yeah, that's my soldier right there, man. Great content. Y'all subscribe to his channel, man. Um, Me and the truth as I know it really been breaking down this fucking matriarchal, man. We busting down the doors of this matriarch. But anyway, um, But I got a simple question to ask everybody, man. And I'm gonna start off with the truth. Who ever told y'all that life was fair, man?
I I never heard that life was fair. I never heard I never heard life was fair, and it never has been fair. And I love your message today, man. I love what you just been talking about all year. It's been great. And I think that as black men, most of us have been raised in the matriarchy. You guys, I know you have C Boogie, Gab, what up? I know you've heard my story before. I came from a fucked up situation. And it was really the most fucked up part about it was I didn't know it was fucked up, right? I was, my mom had mental illness, was acting crazy, and I was raised by a single mom. And so that seemed normal to me. So the abnormal seemed normal. So when I came out of that, I was like, well, motherfucker, goddamn, nobody told me, like I really didn't know. And so all that anger and that hostility, that bitterness, that resentment that I had, it was like, well, fuck. I've been fucking up and doing shit I'm not supposed to do, but let me take this and hone this a different direction. And I think that's the gift that a lot of the trauma I had went through, that was the gift that it gave me. It gave me an ability to use that dark side of my nature and move that towards something. Maybe it's not even the dark side, but just I learned to redirect that energy and put it towards something positive. And so, one of the things that really, when I really got focused, I go, you know what? I want to be a basketball coach. I want to be a basketball coach. I want to coach basketball. I was like, I want to be a high school coach. I want to be a head coach in high school, a good team. Shit. I was a college head coach in about 3 years. It took about 3 years, and I was a college basketball head coach. And I wasn't like I was a superstar baller, and I didn't have the biggest credentials, but I just focused myself. I disciplined myself. I learned what I had to learn. I had to, teach myself what I needed to teach. What I didn't know, I'd get mentorship from other people, and I just reached out. Because as black men, a lot of times the way we're raised, the way we're acculturated, we're supposed to think is America is the enemy. Right. And this is why, like, brothers who go to the military, a lot of times they see America differently. They embrace America a little differently because they are groomed as a man in the establishment, and it gives you a certain perspective. It gives you resources. It gives you brotherhood. And as black men, if we don't get that, right, we could easily go off the beaten path. And so, well, I guess going off the beaten path is a good thing. But I think that one thing too, like when you don't have a father in your life, you're raised in the matriarchy, and you dropped out of school and you got your GED, you never went to college. And then the people around you, your peer group, is going through something similar. It can warp you into thinking that's normal and that's for you. And then you got a lot of young black men who have this, we're all in the same boat together. And that's a fucking problem, because we're not in the same boat. I mean, you can be in the boat with somebody else if you choose to be, but you can just as easily step out of that boat and get on dry land and walk your path. And I think part of that, and this is the thing that I've mentored a lot of young black men, and like, I don't know about a lot, but some, and having a big goal, having a big ass fucking goal, that is paramount for people's success, whether you're working on your body. I'm a guy who, like, I might get in the weight room for a year, 9 months, 6 months, and then I'll stop going for 6 months. But when I get back, I'll come in with a goal in mind. And I'm like, I want to look like this. And when I look like that, I'm like, okay, let me take a break and I'll spend my time doing something else. So I'm not really always that consistent in the gym, but I'm consistently going into the gym, working on my body, just about every year. And I'll take these breaks. And that's that goal. But when it comes to like career goals or family goals, your political goals, whatever your goals are, as black men, we want to have big ass fucking goals. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves permission to have those big goals. Like Gab Talk Media right now. I love this brother too, like everybody on the panel does. Now, Gab Talk, If you ever listen to his interviews, he's a great interview. He's just gifted. I don't know how long he's been doing it, but it seems like he's got a lot of experience. And I'm like, Gab, why don't you just go like interview Russell Wilson? Go get like Denzel Washington, Will Smith, like just hammer on some superstars and bring him in, right? Like you could do it. Like I hear you interview, I hear the way you make people look. People, I'd be like, man, I don't even know about this person. But when they get done with you, I'm like, you know what? I like that interview. I like who they are. I like how Gab set that up. And I'm like, he could really do something special with his interview skills, right? And I just think in a general sense, as black men, we do have to be intense. We have to be aggressive. And part of that is thinking big, like be bigger than who maybe other people think you are. That's okay. Right? That's not ego. That's your confidence. That's like almost like an arrogance, not arrogant where you think you're better. That's conceit, the way I mean it. I mean arrogance that you know what you're capable of. And even if you can't do it right now, you know that in time that you can get that done. I said my piece.
Yo, brother, I gotta commend you for that, man. That was all facts, man. That was all facts. And look, you know, I mean, we all been through shit in life, man. Obstacles, man, obstacles, and that's why we are on this panel today because we made it through. You know, you can't go forward always fucking looking back, man. Um, I don't see how people even live life that way. I just don't. You know, the way I look at life, I'm looking what's in front of me. I'm checking my peripherals, making sure, for security reasons. But for the most part, man, I'm always concerned in my future, man. That's why a lot of guys have so many anxiety issues, man, because they worried about the future, they worried about they stressed out about their past. Can't change your past, man. That has been a constant message of mine. A lot of these dudes on YouTube, the reason why I had to take a step back from a lot of shit, because I realized, man, a lot of guys was trying to get revenge on their past, man. And that's impossible. That's impossible. Instead of making that future the best that they can make it and live out the rest of their life having their best years ahead of them, niggas is worried about shit that happened in high school. Niggas is worried about shit that might have happened in college, man. And I'm like, yo, this is a place I cannot live. You know what I mean? If you've been through the shit that I've been through, and I've been in some dark places, bro. I've been in some dark places, man. I've seen a lot of death right there in front of me. It's to the point, man. A lot of my family have issues with me because I don't go to funerals no more. I'm funeraled out. I'm funeraled out, man. I just don't even want to see another one, man. But that's just the reality, man. A lot of guys are worried about stuff that's not even in their control, you know. But back to the topic, man, dominance and aggression, man. And everything I do, man, that's just my mindset, bro. I need to dominate that shit down to the women, down to the women. You know what I mean? It's a certain mindset. If I approach a female, I need her to look into my eyes, man, when I'm talking to her. You know, real talk. I need her to be at ease once she see my eyes and the stuff that come out my mouth. Cause it's very intense. It's very dominant, man. Now I'm not about to say some off the wall controversial shit, but I walk up with a purpose. When I approach a female, I got an agenda. I'm on assignment because I'm there for a reason. Whatever reason I'm there, I'm not there to just lollygag. I'm not there to just shoot the shit and make her laugh. Look, man, I'm not fucking Chris Tucker, man. I'm not an entertainer. You know what I mean? People got to pay me for that. But I still, I'm serious, man. But I still got that dominant mindset, and that goes with me everywhere I go, man. Yes, I got times where I let my head down and I'm chilling and I'm laughing and I'm having fun. But all in all, man, I would say the one place that really helped me tap into that primal um, place, like get those primal instincts, was the gym. I mean, I love the shooting range. I love shooting rifles. I love shooting handguns and things like that. Taking them apart, putting them together. I love that. I love boxing. Just physical man shit. And think about the United States right now, man. It's not too many places where men can actually be men. And throughout the history of the world, people loved fighters. Look at my wall, man. Who I got? Mike Tyson. As men, we love fighters. We love blood sports, man. We love the UFC. We love boxing. We love football. I remember watching football, man, when guys would get knocked out cold, and I would get excited. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I still would get excited. You know what I mean? Because it just I just knew that was a part of life, man. You got to take those bumps and bruises, man. You know, um, but a lot of men, we have gotten away from that, man. We want to bypass the hard times, man. We want to bypass those times, but you got to be a fucking leader. But you got to step up and lead your troops, man. You know what I mean? The alpha dog will always step up, man. He will always do the right thing because it's in him. A lot of people can't wear this shit well. A lot of people talk, but it has to be in you, not on you, man. And I try to preach that in my videos, man. Because I used to get a lot of complaints in my videos, like, "Oh, see, Boogie, your language, you aggressive." How else am I supposed to attack the world, especially as a young black man from the inner city? I'm not a violent person. I'm not, extra belligerent. I don't demean people. I don't look down on people. But how else am I supposed to view the world? I want to dominate the world. That's how you get power. And I'm gonna say this real quick before I let Kevin speak. When you talk to some people about real power, they get to preaching this morality shit and they don't know what they're talking about. To achieve real power, you have to be willing to do some things for the better good of the group. Y'all do the history on George Herbert Walker Bush, on how he got his oil money. When he was the leader of the CIA under Gerald Ford, when he was over there making deals, Zapata oil, and how they was fucking over white people down there in Texas, surveying the land, finding out where the oil was, damn near billions of dollars off that oil, man. And he started all of that because he was the head of the CIA over there, cutting side deals in Iraq. Why you think Desert Storm started? And then his own son came back and finished it with the Iraq War, man. That's real power. You got to be willing to do some shit that's not morally right, man. And sometimes I think black people, because of the things that we've been through, we so fucking empathetic. That's why you see black people out here marching for Hispanics. We march for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Real power, you got to be willing to do some shit. And that's why I usually don't even have those conversations with people, because they want to, "Oh, I'm a good guy," and this, that, and the third. You don't know shit about power, dog. What's up, Kevin?
What's going on, fam?
Hey, what's up, bro? Go ahead and bless us with some knowledge, man.
We're gonna do our thing a little bit later on tonight, but I saw the title, Dominance. What is it? Dominance something in aggression, intensity and aggression. And see, what's even funnier is when you're not a dude from the inner city or the streets, it really throws people for a loop, for a twist when they find out that you're on some dominant, aggressive shit. And I'm like, if you're gonna be, you have to learn how to fight at all levels. And sometimes you got to actually get your hands dirty. I mean, I made a video about a week ago talking about things people don't know about me. I got 3 black belts. I like to taste my own blood, but I also look damn good in the suit. But I still use the shit I learned in martial arts to fight in those boardrooms. See, I agree. I don't talk power and winning with black folks because coming from the Bible Belt, the first thing we want to do is get overly moralistic. And I'm like, that's why we were in chains. You want to talk, like I said, being the good guy. The good guy only wins in the Westerns. The 48 Laws of Power. That is one of the books that I think should be required reading for black men. You should have to read this book monthly. Take a chapter out and just meditate on it. Because at the end of the day, power cedes only to power. Power must be taken. It's not given. It's not negotiated. If you damn sure you wanna make yourself a meal, go up to somebody with power and try to lean on their sense of morality and what you've done for them. They're just gonna anyway. They will destroy you. See, and the thing is, when it comes right down to it, is a lot of us don't want it because we don't actually want to even play the game. Black men in particular, I call us black community, I call us the Starks of the Game of Thrones. We'd rather sit back and talk about we're noble this and we're noble that and getting our heads cut off versus playing the game like the Spider or Littlefinger or the Lannisters. But then what are we going to talk about? Well, those people get their just desserts in the end. Yeah, in the end. But the way they lived, they actually lived a better damn life. We have been convinced that through Christianity, which I was born and raised Baptist, Church of God in Christ. Don't go there with me because I can Bible thump with the best of them. We have been taught we will get our rewards at the end. No, I want my rewards now. I want my shit now and later because that's the way the world plays the game. And we have to start playing the game at that same level. And in order to do that, a man has to be able to look at himself and say, can I compete with men anywhere? And the way we do it is old school rules. Forget air conditioning, forget internet, forget automobiles, forget cars, forget lighting, forget electricity, forget all that. Take it back to hunter gatherer. How did men keep score globally? Fighting and fucking. If you can't whoop my ass, you can't tell me shit. If you can't fuck my bitch, you can't tell me shit. If you can whoop my ass, I'll give you some respect. Or if you can out fuck me, I'll give you some respect. But if you can do both, I'm gonna be cool with you or leave you the fuck alone because I don't want them kind of problems. Men need to start walking around understanding we are just a human animal. Dress it up however you want to. You can be as philosophical and read Socrates and Plato and Marcus Aurelius, whoever. But at the end of the day, we are the human animal. And we better learn how to move like animals do. Look at animals. There's a hierarchy and dominance. See, a lot of times we want to back this shit off because men just don't rank. Men just don't rate. And you got lower ranking males walking around talking like they're ranking higher. Man, fuck that. You know where you rank. Get real, nigga. Go ahead.
No, that's a fact, bro. You know, um, I'm gonna say one more thing about that power piece. Um, that's a dirty game. Once you start talking about the upper echelons of power, and a lot of time as black folk, when we talking about that on hangouts or panels, we usually talking about small time things, maybe your local politician or your local judges or things like that. But even those guys got smut on their name, you know. Bottom line. So when guys start talking about this and that, and this person is corrupt, and fam, y'all don't even know that game. The last couple years, my mentor, he taught me so much about the political piece. Is ridiculous, man. He used to tell me, look, go put your suit on. We about to go to the county commissioner meeting. You know, um, this was my guy, black man. I seen him build his infrastructure from the ground up, nonprofit, and that was his right hand man, a young guy, young black man. He used to always tell me, "I got you in succession training, because when I'm done, you're gonna have to take over." And but he had to reteach me politics. You know what I'm saying? From the ground up. All that shit that we was taught, no, man. In politics, money exchange hands. People cut deals, you know, quid pro quo. I'll teach you this. Excuse me, I'll give you this if you give me that. Government contracts, how they come down, how they bid on them. A lot of money exchange hands. I've seen this, man. This is why I don't have these conversations on YouTube. I keep my channel pretty much red pill and this, that, and the third, because to be honest, if guys don't have the experience or seen it up close, I don't have to talk to them. A courtroom. I used to work at a prison. We used to have to transport inmates to court. I've seen the fucked up criminal justice system, man. Juveniles, adults. I've seen it up close, man. When I was 14 years old, when I used to hook high school, right? Yeah, I used to hook school. And I used to go sit in the back of a courtroom sometimes, real talk. And anybody can do this social experiment. Now the federal courthouse is different, but anybody can go to a local courthouse and just sit in the back, and you will see who your local drug dealers are. Your local drug dealers are not Pookie and Ray Ray. They don't look like that. Those guys are little street doges. We call them. We call them doges. You know, they here today, gone tomorrow. You really going to see the guys that sell your drug. They look more like Stringer Bell. They got a fire legal team. They dress to the nine. They clean shave. You walk past them every day, and you might think this is a family man or whatever. You know, he doesn't drive a Chevy on 24s. You know, those are the real drug dealers. See, people are so fixated on Pookie and Ray Ray. And when I first started YouTube, I said, stop that. I said, y'all stay off of that talk because y'all don't even know what y'all talking about, first of all. But a lot of that shit is perpetuated by the women, and that's bullshit. Your local drug dealer is not Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray does not have the brains to run that operation. That's why if you watch The Wire, you had a Stringer Bell.
They thinking Pookie and Ray Ray is Weebay.
Yeah, they got the game twisted, Kevin. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these guys talk about shit that they do not know. And look, y'all don't have to take my word for it. Go sit in the back of a courtroom, look at the docket. I'm talking about the guys that got caught with a kilo and more. You'll see what they look like, man.
Hmm.
And Kevin Samuels, man. Real talk.
That's
Real
right.
talk.
That's right. Because and and I've learned on my channel in particular, I have certain conversations with certain people. But tonight we gonna get real. We're gonna get real about this whole thing. We're gonna get into it because the topic of you I people on my channel know I talk about men need to be CIA, confident, intelligent, and assertive. That's just first level shit. And I would say, the majority of men are struggling just to do that. If I can get 70% of the guys to just get confident, intelligent, and assertive, that's a winning life. But there's another level. Just like most people don't realize in martial arts, black belt just means you can finish your basic training. That don't mean you're an expert. There's another level. CIA, confident, and there's competitive, intriguing, and aggressive. And this is when you start talking about your power moves, power players, and it's moving in a different way. And you walking through the world, knowing that you are being competitive at everything. You need to be you need to have a level of aggression in everything. Because when you're in the game at that level, people are always sizing you up, looking for weakness, looking for what they can use against you. But that's the deal. You enter the game, you got to deal with that as an outcome because you do the same thing for other folks. It ain't for everybody, and this is no offense to anybody, but the world needs ditch diggers too. Everybody don't need to be the CEO. Nobody don't need to be at these levels. Some folks just need to go work their 40, get their check, take a 2-week vacation, and that's good.
Yeah, 'cause Kevin, nice to see you, man, and appreciate your channel and your insight. Could you elaborate on the aggression piece? Because what I'm afraid of is that a lot of young cats might take that to heart as its true definition. There's time and place for that, but we don't want to
Let me
have
go ahead.
people.
Let me go ahead. Look here, you can't hammer out a multi-million-dollar deal with the noodle back.
Mhm.
I tell a story on my channel about the thing that I witnessed at a country club. 2 white dudes that hated each other since junior high school, and and both of their companies were on the downslope, and they had to actually hammer out a merger a multi-million dollar merger to keep their company viable for the future and to keep hundreds of people employed. Go to Wall Street and go to the trading floor. Go to the trading pit. That's aggression. Go just go look at the movie Pursuit of Happiness. Look at Will Smith's character when he's making cold calls. That's aggression. Go to Wolf of Wall Street, Boiler Room, Glenn Ross, the original Wall Street. That is aggression. They're fighting with knowing the rules, how to play in the gray areas, knowing if you deal with stockbrokers and salespeople, this is aggression. Thing is, we have base level aggression in the Black community. We want to argue, we want to fight. No, they fight with lawyers. They fight with tactics. They fight with PR. They fight with damage control. They fight with propaganda. They beat you with the art of war. They beat you before you even step your ass in the ring. So when I talk about aggression, I mean you need to be able to get in that ring, like the taste of your own blood, know what your opponent wants to do to you, and then counter that instead of being worried about what you want to do to them in the ring. But outside of the ring, you still need to beat them in the press, in the media, and everything away. Watch boxing and you see aggression on all levels. The fight is just the culmination of the eventual conflict.
Can I weigh in on that?
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, my mic was giving me problems. Yeah, good stuff, Kev. You know, you actually look like you could be my older brother. It's kind of funny. Well, anyways, that is a really great observation. And I think a lot of times Black men, or just men in general, think of aggression as always doing something to somebody else. And you did a great job of delineating that nuance, that a lot of times aggression can be chasing your own blood. It's almost about how many punches you can take, right? Like that Rocky thing. It's about how many punches you can take and keep moving forward. Like, that's very true. And, I remember watching, I'm a big NFL fan. I remember watching Sean Payton. He was an assistant coach to Bill Parcells. And Bill Parcells, he's a big, fat, aggressive dude. He would cuss out all his coaches. And if you remember, he'd be on the sidelines and he'd be cussing out his coaches, and they'd all like take 4 and 5 steps back. Like they didn't even want to hear that, right? But I remember the coach that didn't step back. His name's Sean Payton. And I noticed that I was like, damn, he'll just sit there and take it. Matter of fact, he don't even move. He just smiles a little bit and just takes it. And I was like, that's a head coach for you, because he's willing to put himself in that fire. He's willing to take that verbal abuse, not because he's weak, not because he's not aggressive, but he understands like that's the fire that a winning Super Bowl head coach is going to spit. And if he can absorb that and take that and transmute that for himself, he can have a similar type results. And then he went on to go win a Super Bowl. And then there's another part of this too, which is delayed gratification. A lot of people think that aggression means that you need to go out and get what you need right then. If you don't win that battle, that first battle, then you lost. If you didn't step up and win that second battle, you lost. You didn't win the third battle, you lost. Oh, I was being aggressive, it didn't work, so I give up. And that's not what aggression's all about. You have to have delayed gratification. Maybe you don't have an income for 6 months. Maybe you got to go back to school for 4 years. Maybe you have to travel around, or move across the country, and you don't want to do that. You feel like, man, I'm taking a big risk. I don't know. And it's like, delay your gratification. If you can delay that gratification, it might hurt now, but then when you're successful down the road, it's all going to seem, you won't even remember the pain. It'll just seem like you'll remember it as that's what you were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. See, Boogie, you still here?
Hey, can I holler at that a little bit?
Go ahead.
Y'all brothers dropping like a necklace full of gems. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. It's perfect, right on time for me, because I'm in downtown Oakland. It's sunny out here. I just rolled over literally on my bike to my new studio. Everything in my life right now is on a real dope trajectory, and it is based on aggression and dominance. But first and foremost, focusing that aggression inward on myself and being aggressive about how I approach attacking life and making sure that I have the resources I need and possibly be a resource for my people if we're talking on the community level. But of course, I got to get mine first. I need that oxygen mask on my face first so I can help other folks. And I'm really trying to make sure I can breathe and breathe clearly and breathe freely and just be at the best I can be. You know what I mean? Black men, we got that extremely big target on our backs. So we need to be able to deal with that. But to deal with that, we have to truly be strategic and thoughtful and understand what we're up against. And again, that's back to that idea of being aggressive about self mastery, self improvement, leveling up, that discipline with yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror butt naked and understanding, hey, this is me stripped down to the nothingness. What am I doing? Tear it down, build it back better. That's my life story right now. In the past 5 years, it's changed my life. Sidestepping a bunch of extra ass pussy, a bunch of extra ass niggas that refuse to get it together, cats that see me make moves and find every mental gymnastic way to try to flip flop and act like it's me doing something, trying to flex on them or whatever. And I'm like, bruh, get your head in the game. You standing on the rug, they pulling it out from under you. We got a target on our backs collectively and individually as black men, especially. We all we got. You better figure the shit out. And a lot of cats ain't really ready to grind that out. They can be aggressive towards stunting on the next dude or aggressive at hollering at chicks, but when it comes to being aggressive about self mastery and accountability, a lot of cats cower to that. And I have to back away from that. I can't be susceptible to falling into those kind of traps. I can't do it. So I love building with cats. Kind of found my way on this YouTube thing, being able to chop it up with cats around the country, around the world that are dropping these kind of gems like this section right here. This is pure gems. Like everybody needs to be peeping this. I love how C Boogie is growing, but you can get a bunch of intelligent brothers really kicking this type of game and really expanding on this kind of stuff and having masses of brothers my age and younger. I'm 40. Cats in their 20s need to really be soaking this up. So we got levels here. Not to be too long winded, but I really appreciate this role.
Hey,
But
see, Boogie, I gotta roll, but I'll get with you
Okay.
later on.
All right, bet. All right, thanks,
Later.
Kevin.
Hey,
Yeah,
Cap.
let me say this too, man.
Yeah, Gab, I'll send you an email, Gab.
Okay, get at me.
All right.
Yeah, like let me say this too, man. Kind of like the first time that I ever heard a young white boy talk back to his mother. And me being a black boy, I'm thinking like, oh man, she about to break this dude neck. And I would notice his mother wouldn't say anything to him. She might say, stop it, Billy. Yeah. But she didn't, jump off a table and power drive him into the ground like a black mother because, white women know that they can't emasculate their sons because they still need their sons to be warriors and gladiators to go out and get resources for the family. Excuse me. So, a lot of white women understand this, but a lot of black women, they snatch that away from their young boys. And then they send them into this world and then complain about the kind of men that they have. You know what I'm saying? This is my issue with the black female. You know what I'm saying? When I came on YouTube, I started talking about the matriarchal psychosis. I wasn't on YouTube you know what I mean, talking about yeah, I was banging on black women, but I wasn't focused on like beauty and all this other kind of crap and fat women. I'm like, yo, if you don't want to talk to them, just don't talk to them. I wasn't gonna waste my time on that. I seen the lane in the manosphere that really wasn't taken at the time, and that was black mental health, mental health for black men, strengthening the black man's mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was about. So I really have a lane on his own, whereas though as nobody can, fuck up my shit. And that's what I wanted, man. So when I came out, I was talking about this matriarchal psychosis. You know what I mean? I told guys some very transparent stories about myself. And, just to put it out there, I kind of liken my story to one of like an Antoine Fisher. You know that movie with Denzel Washington wrote and produced and directed and everything, and I actually starred in. You know what I mean? But with proper help, you know, I'm talking about proper help. Sometimes you might have to go see a professional, or you might have to get a mentor, a life coach, or a spiritual advisor. With proper help, you can let go of the baggage. The baggage. You know what I'm saying? You can let that shit go and you can finally enjoy life. Life is to be enjoyed. We only got one. We only got one. You know what I mean? That's it. Once your life is over, it's over. Why sit around and think about a bunch of dumbass shit that don't matter, man? You know what I mean? If you want a beautiful woman, go get that bitch, man. Go get her. Go get her. She's out for the taking. You a wolf. Sniff her out and go get her. Don't be scared of her. You know what I'm saying? If you want that big house on the hill, go stack up your coins and go get that. You only got one life, man. Motherfuckers sitting around living in their brain too much. And I focus on this a lot because a lot of black men have a lot of mental hurdles, man, that we got to get over. That's why I tell guys, man, follow me on this journey, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't mind putting my life out there like that. Because, like I say, I don't have anything that I'm ashamed of. You know what I mean? The things that I went through, that's what make Boogie who he is today. That's why I feel untouchable, man. You know, and I'm gonna take a second and brag a little. My channel grew so fast because I was authentic. You know, people can spot bullshit, man. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I'm gonna say that again. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, man. I came out here with a straight message, and I was on my sergeant, my command sergeant major shit, man. That's why when I get on my live stream, I tell niggas to hydrate. Have y'all worked out today? You know what I mean? Yes, I would consider my channel a red pill channel, but I call it more red pill motivation. How can I motivate my guys, man? How can I motivate a black man today? I want black men to listen to my shit on the way to work. Like, you know what? When I get here, I'm going to tear this motherfucker out the frame. Or on their way to the gym or to the dojo, or hell, on their way to go pick up a fucking $10,000 check. It doesn't matter which station you are in life, man. Whether you work at McDonald's or you work in a corporate office, man. You wouldn't believe who watched my channel. It's kind of funny. But like the point is, man, that's what I'm about, man. You know, I call myself a master motivator, man. I want black men to be motivated, you know, and when I hear a defeatist attitude, you know, I give it a little while to see if it's going to change. But if it doesn't change, I got to move on. You know what I mean? I told myself last year, you know, and I told my subscribers, if I'm talking about the same thing next year, I haven't evolved. I haven't grew. That means I'm a failure. And in 2020, if I'm still doing YouTube, if I'm talking about the same shit, I haven't grew. You know, a lot of guys are online but don't live a real life. And that's the reality, man. You gotta have a balance. You gotta have a balance. How can you give these young boys advice and you never been nowhere? You never, you never traveled. You never left the country. Some niggas never left their own city. You know what I'm saying? They never been married. They never had a child. They don't have the proper experiences in life. So what they do is they try to shove this empirical evidence down your fucking throat. And it's like, yo, man, that's fine. But do you even know how they come up with that research, man? When they do research, these colleges, you know, they interview people. They interview people. And people can lie or tell the truth in those interviews, especially when it comes to women and their sexual nature. Do you think if a female was getting paid to do a research interview for a college about how many sex partners or what she looks for in a man, that she really gonna fucking tell the truth, man? Empirical evidence has the time and a place for that. You know what I'm saying? It has a time and a place for that. But a lot of guys want to shove that down people's throat when they never lived the life. You ask them where they been, they can't even tell you. You know what I'm saying? They spend their Friday and Saturday nights lurking on people chat rooms and online. And I'm like, yo, man, Be a fan, not a fiend. I gotta keep saying that. Be a fan of somebody's content, but don't be a fiend. Don't follow one of these niggas off a cliff. Cause trust and believe, a lot of people get on YouTube and talk a bunch of shit, but they not living that shit in real life, man. They not. That's why I gotta show y'all see Boogie in the gym. You know, I gotta show y'all how I'm doing certain things. That's like when I was on the airplane with the young lady. The plane didn't even take off yet. I just sparked the conversation with her. And she was real teethy. I said, hold on. I said, hold on, baby girl, we're gonna record this for C Boogie Productions. She started smiling, you know, because I'm a people's person. Your social skills, man. You know, that's a part of being dominant as well. Some people think being dominant is giving somebody a thorough tongue lashing. Look, it's a time and place for that. You know what I mean? But you have to know people skills, man. I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm gonna let the Urban Aboriginal go. Yo, if y'all guys have ever been around special forces, I say this a lot. I'm talking about in the military, like Navy SEALs or special forces. I used to go on missions with these guys, man. And what makes these guys brilliant, why these guys are selected, is because of their minds. Yes, they're physically active and everything, but they look like regular people. They look like Gab. They look like the urban aboriginal, man. A lot of these guys don't look like commandos. Some of them do, but for the most part, they don't, man. They have to be able to blend in anywhere in the world. But the point is, yo, they have mastered the art of human relations. And that's what makes them unique. A lot of black men have to understand that, man. You got to know how to deal with people. It's a way to be dominant. It's a way to be aggressive. You know, but you got to know how much pressure to apply to each diamond because you can break it. A lot of niggas ain't got that. A lot of niggas ain't got that. They want the world to feel their pain. They want the world to feel their frustration. And let me give y'all a fucking wake up call. The world don't give a fuck. That's my wake up call for the day. The world does not give a fuck because it's going to keep going. What are you going to contribute to the world? Let me say this, man, since I'm on the road. If some guys don't get their act together, for real, if some guys don't get their act together, some niggas is going to have 3 and 4 people at their own funeral, man. They're going to have 3 and 4 people at their own funeral, if that, because they have rubbed everybody the wrong way. You understand? They have rubbed everybody the wrong way. And people don't think about that. You know, what you gonna do if you end up in a hospital or something? You need somebody to take care of you. What would you do if you get paralyzed? You need somebody to take care of you. You done fucked over, you done tongue lashed everybody, you done emasculated all your friends. You gonna be looking crazy out here, man. The nerve of you niggas, man. It's a way to be dominant. It's a way to be aggressive, man. And it's not always about screaming, shouting, cussing, undressing people, making them feel bad. Because trust me, the person already feel bad. Once this world is done with people and people go in their house, man, and they look in the mirror, most people are pretty honest with themselves, man. You know, some people want everybody to feel how they feel. And to me, yo, man, that bad energy eventually is going to come back around. But I went on a long rant. Go ahead, Rudy, man. I'm sorry, man.
No,
I took a long time.
no problem, man. I just try to be polite. That's just the way I roll. I'm sometimes overly polite. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to take a minute to level set. And I'm gonna have to jump off in a little bit, but I wanted to leave the listeners in the panel with a couple of things. One thing I wanted to level set was kind of just definitions, because one thing I've noticed about uh, 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 black people in general is that we don't care what words mean. right? And we all speak English. I'm a language geek, so I study languages, so I pay
Mhm.
very close attention to what words mean, and the things, the words that come out of people's mouths, right? Um, so the key words in today's live stream is dominance, and so if I do a Google search, type in dominance meaning, it's power and influence over others. Is their definition. Now you can look under Merriam-Webster or Cambridge, but do your own research on that. But just to level set, it's power influence over others. There's synonyms: supremacy, superiority, control, sway, leverage, influence, etc., etc. The other thing is the aggression. Now the aggression piece again, because I just want the young black brothers out there to understand to modulate their aggression. It has to be modulated. It's not, there's times, when you life or death situations when you need to defend yourself, defend others, and yeah, you do need that raw, ferocious for resolve, right? But the three definitions that they have here, according to Google, is first one is hostile or violent behavior or attitude towards other, semicolon, readiness to attack or confront. The second definition, the action or an act of attacking without provocation. That's the second definition. Third definition, which I think is most important and very, very relevant for the most part to this stream, C Boogie, is forceful and sometimes overly assertive pursuit of one's aims and interests. Now,
Mhm.
now the overly assertive, I would put that in brackets and just say forceful, and the forceful pursuit of one's aims and interests is how I would personally define and kind of level set what aggression means in the context of what we're talking about, just so that everybody is on the same page, so people aren't going out there going, yeah, I listened to C Bug, he said I need to be dominant and aggressive, and then they end up getting arrested. So it's-
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know, right?
there's a time and place for everything. So I just want to make sure that that's really put out there. All three definitions definitely apply, but chances are the judge is going to focus on the second one that I just read, the action or an act of attacking without provocation. So please, brothers, be careful, be mindful of that. The last definition I'm going to read off of is ignorance. Now, when we talked earlier about being able to just you know uh, be secure and confident in our own knowledge or lack thereof, what we end up tending to do is being upset with the word or the term ignorance, or how we like to do ignorant. Still means the same thing, and it's a simple definition. It just says it's lack of knowledge or information. That's all it is.
Uh-huh.
Lack of knowledge or information. So it's
Yeah,
really actually it sounds like a bad word to most people,
right.
but it's not. It's like, because the one thing I can tell you is both in my career field, doing the IT thing, and then the martial arts thing, and the wilderness survival thing. The more you know you don't know.
Mm.
And that's just what it is. You become ignorant in a ton of other stuff, because it's like, oh my gosh, uh uh now I gotta learn about plants. Oh, now plants. Now I gotta learn about trees. Oh, trees. Now I gotta learn about mushrooms. And you can't. You can try, and it's noble to try to learn it all, but we're not all going to be able to learn and or retain it all. And that's okay. That's okay.
Mhm.
And I think it's okay for black men to be okay with their lack of knowledge, as long as they're in the constant pursuit of it. And we
Mm.
live in the information age. Instead of being on World Star Hip Hop or listening to non-productive streams where you've got a bunch of brothers having Negro moments, it's better to in my mind to search out and to gain more knowledge, because that'll motivate you. That'll give you more strength, I feel, internally, because that's what it is that internal strength.
Yo,
um
before you go,
yeah.
really quick, Rudy, can you just give the listeners maybe two or three things, as black, especially the younger black men can do to kind of get really in touch with their more primal side? Just really quick.
Oh, snap. No. And I think it's to each is to each his own.
Hmm.
And really what that is whatever it is that, you do physically. Because as
Hmm.
men, as males, we learn through exploration. And
Hmm.
this gynocentric culture is trying to weed that out of us because women learn differently, females learn differently. They to try to rope that in because we're aggressive, we're
Right.
dominant because we like to go out and search. So whatever it is that you into, if you into running, if you're into to bicycling, if you're into playing
Hmm.
football, basketball, whatever that is, then put that whatever's going on with your day. If you can't find a bunch of brothers to practice with or to train with, at least work on your dribble drills. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The handball. If you are into martial arts. Now, again, I would if I was running the world, then all males, black males, would be in some sort of martial art, something.
Hmm.
And that's definitely where you can channel and harness that energy, and they say aggression, it's just male energy, it's just what it is. I mean, they put a definition and I don't think it does it justice, but it's that energy. You're just gonna channel that, even if you can't train with another person, you hitting that heavy bag, learning how to hit properly, your bone alignment and your defensive posture while you're executing a punch or a kick, and transferring your weight from the ground up into, 4 or 5 or 2 inches of space, and transferring that energy is very important. So that's what I would say. Is really being physical, and it's okay to be physical.
Yeah, just
In
thanks,
my
man.
mind, yeah.
Yeah, because I know
So
you got to go, man.
yeah.
Look, it's a pleasure having you, man.
Oh
Like me and you got to get together and do
yeah.
another one, man. Like when you have more time, man. But
Sure.
hey, man, really quick, tell the people where they can find you at, man. Give out your information, man. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Let me. There's 2 things. Let me just share 2 things if
Okay.
it's okay, because I wanted to.
Yeah.
I think it's relevant to the conversation.
Yeah.
Um, uh, a suggested reading is "Living the Marshall Way"
Hmm.
by Forrest E. Morgan. And one thing I have highlighted here, or rather, is a really really good book. But one thing I'm going to say is that first of all, what we need to do, according to here, and I believe in this, is begin by acknowledging your warriorship. Not all of us was kangs and queens. Some of us were serfs. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the vast majority of our ancestors were warriors if you were of American slave descendancy, right? So begin by acknowledging your warriorship. Think, feel, and act like a warrior. That means walking with your head up, your spine erect, looking people in the eye, right? Set yourself apart from the rest of society by your personal excellence. Where warriorship was once a birthright, it is now a calling. All right. So that means not everybody is meant to be, but if you're on this channel, if you're listening, then you obviously you're in the right place for that. Lastly, the other quote I'm going to read from this book, "The War Living the Martial Way," is, "For warriors never." Well, excuse me. I'm gonna restart. Uh, Warriors never tolerate enslavement to anyone or anything. I'm going to repeat that. Warriors never tolerate enslavement to anyone or anything. And mind you, I have an angst about being a tax slave because I got to work that 9 to 5. And
Mhm.
trust me, it doesn't sit well with me. I'm not okay with it. I don't like the rat race. They are masters of their own destinies. Okay, so I
Mhm.
wanted to leave that, and then again, this is a really really good book, if nothing just for reflection, and for brothers to adopt that warrior mindset, and like you said, see Boogie, you got to attack the day, right? Um, uh, I do a lot of primitive technology stuff. I'm into wilderness survival, I'm kind of a nature boy type person. My website's the Urban Abo, that's abo.com, and I'm on YouTube here, the Urban Aboriginal. and it's an easy search. And then I'm also going to be building up my martial arts site with it, which is Kali JKDU, or excuse me, Kali JKD University on YouTube, and I'm gonna slowly start building that up a little bit, and then put some more instructional videos on there, and some other relevant material as it relates to um, uh, self defense and fighting and whatnot. So, see Boogie and everybody on the panel, I just want to thank you for having me. Sorry I have to go, but this is this is good conversation. I appreciate what you bringing to the table, man. Mental health is important. It is not to be ignored. Self healing, self care is important. In black man, you are the prize. Understand this. Understand this. You are the prize, and you walk with your head up and your spine erect.
Hey man, salute to you once again. We definitely got to do it again soon, but I know you got to go. So peace out, man, and
Yeah, man. Thank you.
thanks for everything, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I'll talk to you later, man, and everybody on the panel. See y'all later.
Okay.
Have a good
All
evening.
right,
I'll
peace.
I'll
Peace,
be
bro.
listening. I just got stuff to do. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, peace, man. But yeah, man, back to the conversation, man. That's just what I'm all about, man. Just attacking life, man. You know, and it's kind of funny, man. Like I said earlier, a lot of heat in my videos because of my aggression. You know what I mean? My aggression and my language, man. But you know, that was my way of motivating people. Because it's funny because I didn't really use that much profanity until I joined the military, man. And I started cussing like a sailor. I guess that's what they say, right? But you know, but that's how I wanted to format my videos. I'm not here to coddle anybody in my videos. I'm not here to make anybody feel good. Medicine does not supposed to taste good, but it's good for you. Antibiotics is not supposed to taste good. You know what I mean? Bottom line, especially when we're talking about men. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of it's a lot of high functioning guys out here. When I say high function, I mean guys that make good money, have good careers. On the outside it look like they doing okay, but on the inside they hurting, they fucked up. Like you hear it in their voice, man. Uh, you know, I call myself the master of human relations, man. I can hear. And to me, that's not a good thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see black men focused on the battlefield, man. I want to see black men with high spirits, man. I want to see black men that's motivated, motivated about the right things, man, putting the work into themselves. You know what I'm saying? But if everybody think they got it together all the time, then our community wouldn't be in the position that it's in. You know what I'm saying? So we need work on both sides, the men and the women, and that's real talk. The men and the women, we need work on both sides because there's a lot of niggas out here that's finished. I'm talking about in the brain, they are done. I don't think the elevators are going to the top at all, man. To be honest. Like even right here on YouTube, man, I think it's a lot of undiagnosed mental issues, man. Some of the shit that come out these niggas' mouths are ridiculous, man. A lot of hierarchy. A lot of guys don't respect the rank structure. You know, in real life, a Pookie and Ray Ray wouldn't go up to a guy with a business suit on and a briefcase and talk to him like he's crazy. I mean, every now and then it may happen, but everybody know their place. But only on YouTube where certain things happen. I don't want to start talking about lesser men and all of that because I'm not here to hurt nobody's feelings and shit. But some guys are lesser men. Lesser men. And it's this notion out here that women were the only people that were put on earth to serve. No, there were men put on earth to serve greater men. Man. If y'all want me to start spilling this real hardcore red pill shit for y'all, man, some of y'all niggas will be jumping off a fucking bridge, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't want to happen. That's what I don't want to happen. You know, I want more black men to be in the warrior class. You know, even if you go back in time, it was the warrior class that got the women. It was the warrior mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's the warrior class. It's not like Pookie and Ray Ray is out here taking all the bitches. Pookie and Ray Ray get their fair share of pussy in the inner city and all that. Look, that's fine. But look, man, once you get older, you get your coinage up, you get your mind right, your body right, spiritually you right. You won't have any issues with women, man. But dominance, intensity, aggression, that's gonna get you what you want. You know what I mean? The man that's out here going for his, man, that's gonna get you what you want. Not the man out here complaining and this and that, and every time they meet a bitch, they think about what's wrong with her and this, that, and the third. No, man. You go in there with a clear mind and you go on there on assignment and you do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You do what you gotta do. Stop focusing on shit you can't control. That kind of mentality, for the life of me, I don't understand. Seriously. For the life of me, I do not understand that mentality of guys talking about shit that they cannot control. You know what I'm saying? That is a complete waste of energy. Niggas just want to sit around and gossip like Wendy Williams, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas want to sit on the front porch on these hangouts and sip mint julep and talk about a bunch of shit that's going on down the street. I mean, I think it's a time and place for that, man, but I don't find any pleasure in that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't find no pleasure in that. You know what I'm saying? I find pleasure when niggas is getting their fucking mind right. You know what I'm saying? I find pleasure when niggas is doming out a bitch. I'm gonna be honest. When niggas is running their fucking dime game. Real talk. I find pleasure when niggas get their girl to fully fucking submit. When they rant they fucking dime game. You know what I'm saying? That's when I get pleasure. All this other bullshit, man, that shit got old quick. And if guys haven't noticed, man, that has been a shift in the manosphere. You even got Ron Wills out here telling the beta males the fucking truth. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And Ron Wills don't bother anybody. He usually do his thing, but Ron Wills had to tell the truth to the beta males. Like, look, man, second wave of feminism is to keep y'all niggas away. You know, I know the sound of a beta male. You know, I really do. I really do, man. Dominance, aggression. It's a lot of cats online, man. They want to do is sit around talk about how fat women are, how ugly they are. But have you ever noticed we never see these guys? Not one time have they turned on their fucking camera. Let me tell you how fair I am, cause I'm fair and balanced. If I'm gonna sit on my fucking channel and have controversial content about these women, I'm gonna give them the equal opportunity to look me in my eyes. I'm fair and balanced. And they can critique C Boogie however they want to. You know what I'm saying? They can see this $1 million fucking smile. That's what they can fucking see. Real talk. You know what I mean? They can look at C Boogie and see this $1 million fucking smile. You know what I'm saying? But some guys, they can sit and talk about how fat these women are, how ugly they are, how broke they are, but never give these bitches an opportunity to critique them. That's a coward. That is a coward. You know what I'm saying? I will no longer debate guys if I can't look in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? If you deprive me the opportunity of looking in your eyes as a man and seeing right down to your fucking soul, no point in debating you, bro, because you're a coward. You know what I'm saying? It's a new day, man. It's a new day. Real talk. I want gladiators, man. I keep saying that. I want warriors, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I want. Subscribe to my channel. You know, I seen too much toxic shit. You know, it was past aggression. It was past intensity. You know what I'm saying? It was toxic. I literally seen men talking about how they hate women in people chat rooms, man. I'm like, what's up with this bullshit? You know what I'm saying? You hate women. Nigga, you're a fucking man. You are put on earth to dominate. You are put on earth to reign dominion over this earth as a man. You talking about you hate women? Why? Because she won't submit to you? Because your game ain't tight? You don't know what the fuck you doing out here? Yo, man, that's a defeatist mentality, bro. I've been married, I've been divorced, all that shit, man. I try to tell guys, man, I have lived a very healthy, full life, man. I got a lot to chop it up about. I ain't no new jack. I ain't no new jack. I ain't one of these young boys getting on YouTube thinking I know everything. Nah, man. I I can make 3 years worth of content talking about my fucking life, man. And these wild ass stories and funny stories and all this ill shit. I can do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I say, I'm not saying this shit in a braggadocious way, man. But it's a new fucking day. You know, it's a lot of cats out here being straight up hypocrites, man. You know, what pleasure do I get? Seriously, somebody give me a real answer. No bullshit. What pleasure do I get out of sitting around talking about these YouTube women, Crystalline Cares, Cynthia G, Feminista Jones? I mean, what pleasure do I get, man? I mean, I can see if they say something, you debunk it real quick and you keep it moving. Niggas sitting around cracking on these hoes, roasting them. Like that shit is cute, man. The nerve of these niggas, man. You know, the nerve of these niggas, man.
Nerve of these niggas.
All while they doing this shit behind the avatar. Nah, man. You know what I want these bitches to do, Gab? I want them to look in my eyes and see this $1 million fucking smile. That's what I want them to do while rocking them sleep. That's how I run my dime game. That's how I run my fucking dime game. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You gotta put in the work. What's up, Truth? Talk to me, baby. Gab, talk to me, baby.
Hey man, hey look, the nerve of these niggas, man.
Every these niggas, man.
I do. I'm waiting on my shirt too, man. I ain't letting you go with that shit, man. While you dominating everything, dominate that motherfucking shirt for me real quick, man.
I
So I
got you,
can,
man. I'm about to
yeah,
yeah, man. I got some more shirts I'm about to start. Got a lot going on, but I got you, man. I'll let you know when it's done.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Nah, man, another powerful goddamn stream, man. I wanted to touch on a couple of things. My man that just went off, man. What was his channel? What's brother's channel, man?
Are you
The
talking
brother
about the
that
urban?
just went off. Say it again.
You talking about the urban aboriginal?
Yeah, I think that's okay. Is that the name of his channel?
Yeah.
There, I might already be subscribed. I ain't sure, man, but I gotta make sure I'm checking out his streams and uploads and whatnot.
What was the
He
name of
may
that
come.
book he was talking about?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
not
I'm gonna
sure,
run
man,
that
but
back.
just yeah, I'm not
I'm,
sure, man, but just run back the replay or email him, man. He'll tell you.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I wanna get that. I wanna check that book out that he was talking about. But he put a lot out there, a lot of good education out there too, man. That went right along with your theme for the day, bruh. Um, y'all was talking about morality. I know I wanted to touch on that, man. You know me and my morality, my moral codes and whatnot. But I was talking to the brother Grinch, the Grinch, in the interview that I had with him, we touched on that, and he regarded himself as not really being that of a moral cat. And then he gave further explanation, and he was talking about morality. And I think he was saying this is how Cerulean Gray put it, man. Morality is reserved for those who deserve it. You know, in my world, morality it's a wide umbrella. However, it's not 4 times a war necessarily, man. And if you deem yourself being in a war situation, especially nowadays as we look at the landscape and how black folks is situated in it. I know you're not on the necessarily like some pro-black tip, but I know you care about our people and you recognize our struggle. So walking around trying to be holy and shit is not necessarily the way to go about this thing. You know, you gotta move forward in strength, man. You know, taking shit, dominating shit, like the way that you saying it. So, you know, some people use morality as a cover for their weakness, really. Now, at the same time, yeah. Morality is a cover too. At the same time, I like to say that recognize when you're supposed to show the respect of morality when you're dealing with a downtrodden people that's already hurting, and you walking around either in your dominant character being unrighteous about your domination. You know what I'm saying? So you got to recognize when aggression is necessary and when to put on your morality hats, man. A man got to wear several hats sometimes. And right now, the dominant hat is definitely necessary. But I would caution to reserve the morality for those who you know are deserving it. Don't run away, because sometimes we have a way of getting too cocky. Sometimes when you can dominate shit, you just start taking shit from people that don't deserve that because you so used to doing it. So I'm loving it, man. Keep pushing this shit out here, Joe. It's funny because I did a video this morning talking about morality, and it's probably because of some things I've been hearing in YouTube. I spend a lot of time here with y'all, man. And morality was a thing that came up, and I was trying to figure out how to talk about the balance that I have in my own personal life, and recognizing that my own weaknesses as well, you know, not walking around necessarily one with a dominant personality. I'm kind of a brother that gives everybody their space, and not necessarily trying to conquer particular territories. But there's always a time in your life where you just fuck that, man. You need to go get what's yours, man. You got to claim shit. So I'm appreciating the energy that you putting in the atmosphere to make sure that we don't lose that goddamn edge, man.
Yo,
so that we can go out and take what's ours. So
I
that's what's
mean,
up. Go ahead.
like, pardon me. Like when I look over my life, man, you know, I've always had a fire burning inside of me, man, that I really can't explain.
Indeed.
And I've always felt protected by the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Even the tight situations that I've been in, I'm talking some real life and death. I always felt protected for some, you know. I don't want to get into the metaphysical and the spiritual, but like the point is this,
Indeed.
man. You know, um, when it comes to, you know, like when it comes to morality, most of these cats use it on YouTube when it comes to the women. You know what I mean? That's when they start preaching it. Oh, you know, I'm a good guy. You should be fucking me. You know, if you don't think 98% of this shit goes back to pussy, you smoking crack at this point. You know, niggas don't give a fuck about no morality. Niggas just want to say, I'm not a criminal, I'm not Pookie, so we should get first dibs on all the hot women. And look, I agree with that. In the perfect world, I agree with that notion. But we don't live in a perfect world. And you know what? You know what the issue is? The issue is this. A lot of guys that's not Pookie and Ray Ray that are handsome guys are fucking like crazy. I have a problem with that because niggas are being highly disingenuous. A lot of niggas have not took a look in the mirror in 20 fucking years. That's the reality of that. You know, it's so fucking easy to keep pointing down at Pookie and Ray Ray and trying to display your intellectual dominance on them. To me, that's low hanging fruit, man. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are here today, gone tomorrow. They're gonna end up killing each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to dominate those guys? Why don't you try to dominate the people that really have power out here so you can change your situation?
Excellent point.
You know, that's when I know you are a coward. You know, my mentor, I watch how these black men went to war over these government contracts, man. That taught me a lot. Every day, getting paperwork right. You think these guys was worrying about who was hanging on the corner and everything? They was trying to get $1 million contracts, man. Getting this mugger.
Hello? You still there, bro? Boogie. Can you hear me, True? Can anybody hear me in the chat?
I can hear you. I'll be right back.
Okay. 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 Yeah. True, man. Hey, that video was dope, dog. That you dropped out there because it touches on this too. I thought about what I was thinking about. And your 4-course meal, man, it touches on this very subject. Isn't that correct? Everybody gone. Ah man, I'm holding
No, I'm
down
here. I'm
for
here.
him.
I'm
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
did you hear my
yeah, it did. I had it muted. I had to get into a quiet zone. I that video, a 4-course meal for thinking black men, definitely touches on this very subject. And in the video, I don't know if I did a good enough job describing those 4 traits: the warrior, the healer,
go at
the
it again?
visionary,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the hunter. Those are all masculine traits that men have within them. It's not, that's something that we already have like built into our DNA, right? If we see, we can snap and we're primates and we could snap on somebody and kill them in defense. If they do something wrong to somebody weak or and they're trying to harm somebody, we could snap like animals, like a gorilla in the mist. Or if we get too hungry, when we get hangry, that's like that hunter spirit starting to come out. Like it's primal. And healing, that's like in an emotional sense, it's the masculine properties wanting to take care of our tribe and the collective. And then the visionary, it's using our intellect and our wisdom and our base of knowledge to be able to build something better for our communities and for ourselves and for civilization. And you still here with me, Gab? Oh gosh, maybe I'm here by myself. So, what I think is that we need to, as men, as black men, we want to really tap into our masculine traits. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. We want to tap into our masculine traits and make sure that we are doing the best that we can with the tools that we have. And I think like most of this starts off where in the black community where we go get off the rails, it starts with the family structure. That's why you see so many black YouTubers, including myself, make a litany of videos about the black family structure. And I try to do it in a way that's fair, that's insightful, that helps people grow. And I was looking at my demographics, and really like my demographics are 35 and plus, 35 plus. I think the biggest demographic is between like 45 and 55. And I got even like, so like 75% is above 35 years old. And I think like for a young black man, it's like you got to understand that when you're coming out of the matriarchy, you probably didn't have a father who lived with you and he told you where he goes, son, see Boogie is being watched by Uncle Sam. But if you're raised in the matriarchy, they'll still tell you, your dad's not going to tell you, son, I want you to, whatever you do with your life, either you're going to continue in the family business, or you're going to get your PhD and become a surgeon, or you're going to become a dentist, or you're going to do something, you're going to be a professional that brings home a large sum of money. You need to go out and do something with your life where by the time you retire, you have statues put up in your name. Son, if you don't do something big with your life or die trying, even if you fail, I'm going to be proud of you, but you got to do something big with your life. And if you don't try, you're going to devalue our family name. See, when your father talks to you and he tells you that you need to go out and slay a big ass fucking dragon, and if you don't, you're going to let down your father and let down your family name. Boy, it gives you a whole new level of motivation there, starting at a young age. This is the truth as I know it. Where is C Boogie? And Gab dropped out. I'm all alone. I don't want to take over his hangout. But let me just finish this thought though. You want to be able to slay the dragon in your life. You got to do something big with your life. And it starts in the home, and it starts in the family. And then it starts with your family. And one thing that I see and what C Boogie's talking about is black men are complaining about women instead of getting women to submit. There is no reason why black men shouldn't have a submissive women. Honestly, I get shocked when I see black men not dating submissive women. Why would you date a woman who's not submissive? Why would you want a woman who wants to push back and talk shit to you, who's going to cheat on you, who's going to try to usurp power from you, getting these power struggles? And then what they do is they'll tell you, oh, if you don't date a black woman, then they'll tell you, oh, you're just weak. You couldn't deal with a strong black woman. And it's like black men fall for that. It's like they get trapped. And it's because they don't have an aggressive, dominant